This is Rob Tebbutt for Boxing Social in association with Betfred. Delighted as always to be joined on the phone here today by WBC President Mauricio Sulaiman. How are you, Mauricio? Nice to hear from you as always.
Same here, my friend. It's very nice to be in communications with you, and I'm very honored to be in your program.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So, talk to me, Mauricio. It's very, very interesting times here.
Well, it's something that nobody has ever experienced, and there's so much uncertainty which goes and creates a emotional crisis, and there's people suffering. There's people in certain countries that have been confined to their homes for a long period of time, and it's a very difficult time for humanity.
It certainly is. If you could, Mauricio, you're in Mexico at the minute. Could you give us a little bit of an insight and maybe an understanding as to the current situation in Mexico?
Well, Mexico has not shut down all the activities. All schools have been closed, and the private sector has taken few decisions. But the government has not shut down the activities. There are recommendations. There is a concern of the spreading exponentially, but there has not been a total shutdown in Mexico City or the country. All events, sporting events, and any entertainment with masses have been cancelled. But life to some people remains as usual. But we all think that it's going to come down to see shutdown in the coming weeks if this matter does not improve worldwide.
Obviously, sport is secondary in instances like this, but sport across the board as well as boxing has also been closed down. Just tell me what that means to the WBC. Obviously, there's no title fights. The last time I saw you was at a WBC World Heavyweight title fight with Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury, which we'll talk about. The next time I was planning on seeing you would have been for the WBC Lightweight title fight between Luke Campbell and Javier Fortuna, which has now, of course, been postponed. How much of an impact has the coronavirus pandemic had on the WBC and the planned fights that you had?
It has had quite an effect to the WBC and to boxing in general. As of today, every single boxing event is postponed or cancelled. So what we are trying to communicate to the boxing world is that we have to remain calm and have patience. We have to look into what is going to happen in the 15 days, 3 weeks. Don't get anxious and see the end of the world right now. We have to see there's going to be a light in the tunnel. There are so many good news all over the place. And many countries are doing the right thing and the lockdown. And the majority of the population is active in participating in this matter. When you shut down contact, then the spread becomes minimal. So what we try to do is just tell everyone, just see 2 weeks ahead, 3 weeks ahead. Don't get anxious. Of course, before the normal activity starts to take place, fighters have to go back to train. Venues have to be contracted, and the public have to regain the confidence to attend events. So it's going to be a challenging month ahead, but we are staying positive. The WBC is in communication with boxing promoters and managers to assure them that the WBC will fully participate with them and support them. We'll work through every division and have the absolute flexibility to look into each specific case and make sure that no one gets damaged.
Myself and you, we've spoken in the past about the WBC looking to innovate and be at the front of change in the sport, positive, effective change in the sport. Just wanted to know if the WBC had any conversations internally about potentially assisting and helping out fighters. Obviously, as we understand, fighters, when they're not fighting, they're not getting paid. Just wonder if the WBC had any internal conversations surrounding supporting fighters during this uncertain time.
Well, we have a year-round fund that applies to former fighters and fighters who have been hurt in the sport. And we have year-round programs of social responsibility. Mm-hmm. So these are running. We are completely open, and we are there to support as many as we can. We're going to work with the promoters in several matters, including financials. So we just want life to get back to normal, and we will be there for the boxing community in all aspects.
Yeah, that's very, very well said, and it's positive, and it's nice to hear. Moving away from coronavirus, let's talk about some boxing. Of course, that's what we're here to talk about. The last time I saw you was in Las Vegas, as I mentioned, Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury. Sensational fight, sensational performance from Tyson Fury in capturing the WBC World Heavyweight title. Just what was it like for the WBC to be involved in a fight, not only of that magnitude, but a really exciting fight and a wonderful performance from Tyson Fury?
It was sensational overall event. Tyson Fury performed the best you can perform. It was a great win, and I am certain that he will have a great future, a bright future ahead. We were very much looking forward to Luke Campbell and Fortuna, to Canelo against Saunders, to Fury. Third fight with Wilder, to Whyte with Povetkin. So much great activity. But as I say, this is just a brief pause. Everything is on hold, but it will come back. And I am sure boxing will come back with very strong power. This is a sport that has always stood up and gave humanity great satisfactions in difficult times, like Joe Louis in the Second World War, when we had in Mexico the H1N1 epidemic. It was boxing that came out and did the first public event and showed the world that Mexico was alive and strong. So I'm sure boxing is going to be, if not the first, one of the first events to open up the activity in the world.
Just touch upon what you've just said there, Mauricio. Obviously, we've had the announcement about Luke Campbell and Javier Fortuna. We're yet to have an official announcement regarding Canelo Saunders. We're yet to have an official announcement regarding the cancellation or suspension of Dillian Whyte versus Alexander Povetkin. Wilder Fury 3 is slightly further along down the line, but can you confirm that those fights, Saunders and Canelo, Whyte and Povetkin, will no longer be taking place?
No, I have no information. I think the last thing we have to do is put pressure on anyone. Let's see how things run out and play out in the following days. Let's be patient and let's be flexible. So I'm sure activity will start picking up worldwide, maybe by some countries first and then others, and then the whole world. But right now the top priority is to stay safe, stay home, and concentrate on positive and look to the future for great things.
Just going back to Wilder Fury 2, Mauricio, you mentioned the performance from Tyson Fury. In the fallout of the win by Tyson Fury, there has been several allegations, several things that have come out in the press following the fight. Just wanted to grab your opinion on those, as obviously the president of the WBC, being a WBC title fight. Tyson Fury, there's been glove tampering allegations, which has come as a surprise to many. Just wanted to know if you'd heard those allegations and what you'd made of them.
I have seen in social media I believe the channel is not the correct. There is not a formal complaint from anyone. If there is a complaint, it has to be done through the proper channel. Nevada and California are two boxing commissions of the highest integrity, and the practices they perform is unquestionable. I was in both camps, corner dressing rooms before the fight, when they were taping. When they put the gloves on, they had at least 3 or 4 inspectors in each dressing room. There were so many people in each dressing room. The referee inspects the fighters when they get into the ring. And I was sitting there and I didn't see anything abnormal. So I think this first, it would have to go through the proper channels in case there's a complaint or an appeal. And regarding the farmer, I would go and do a case against him. If he's alleging that he took money to lie, the eyes should be on him, not nobody else. It's an embarrassing situation. 5 years ago, Tyson Fury has picked up his life. He has been a public advocate of changing one's life. He was into addictions, has recovered, and is a role model for humanity. So I throw out of the window both cases without even giving the little consideration. If someone has a case, they should put it forward to the boxing commission or put a case informally. But what I see informally is something that should not be even worth of being discussing.
That's quite definitive, but just to go over it, Mauricio, because as I'm sure you can understand, there are some people who do need it explained to such degrees. With regards to the glove issue, you are 100% happy with that. Everything was followed correctly. There is no issue, and of course, you haven't had a complaint from Deontay Wilder, Shelley Finkel, or anybody in Deontay's team.
That's correct. There's no complaint that I am aware of, and from my personal experience, as I said, I was in the dressing room during the taping, during the hand wrapping, and they had the proper personnel, the supervisors, the people from the commission, which follow and stay with the boxer from the minute he arrives in the dressing room until he gets up in the ring. The gloves, the hand wraps, everything is supervised closely, and even both camps are present on the other camp procedure.
Okay, I appreciate that, Mauricio. You've just touched upon it there, Tyson Fury, the allegations that were made recently in the Daily Mail surrounding his 2015 case with Ukad. You've already, as I just mentioned, been quite definitive on it, but you are happy that there is no issue from the WBC's point of view, regardless of a case that potentially could be going on with Tyson Fury and Ukad. You are happy that there is nothing untoward that has happened, and you're in full support of Tyson Fury in this instance.
100% support to Tyson Fury. He is the WBC champion of the world. I'm very proud of him, and he has tested negative in so many tests that the WBC performed with the clean boxing program, that the promoters performed for his WBC bouts. I cannot comment on anything from 2015, and as I said, what is being said is ridiculous, and what credibility such person could have. I think we should concentrate on the positive, and Tyson Fury has turned his life around, and he should be commended and praised for that.
Leads me nicely into my next question, Mauricio. Eddie Hearn has come out recently and said that if there is an issue with Tyson Fury, if he is indeed found to have lied or misled Ukad in 2015, that Eddie Hearn believes that Dillian Whyte would be elevated or should be elevated from his position as WBC interim champion to full champion. Just your comments on that.
No, I will not speculate. As I said, there's no case. If there's a case put forward and then someone comes out and has a ruling, then we will look into it. But it would be ridiculous to speculate right now and to fantasize on something that, as of right now, has no case and no merit.
Thanks very much for clarifying that for me. I think we're probably about there. Obviously, people will understand that at the minute there isn't an awful lot of boxing to talk about, but I will leave the final word with yourself, Mauricio. Obviously, we've spoken about the coronavirus pandemic. What message do you have as yourself, but also as the president of the WBC, for people around the world who are either suffering from coronavirus or who are just worried about coronavirus?
Yeah, everybody's worried, and don't let your mind be taken by all the negative, by all the horrible news. Many of them are fake news. Just stay positive, stay home, stay clean, drink lots of liquid. You can have a couple of beers if you like. Be healthy, exercise, go back to basics in life, be with your family, love your kids and your parents, and just keep a clean mind. Don't get overwhelmed by negativeness. Things will get better. We will turn this page soon, and it's just a matter of praying for those who have lost loved ones, pray for those who are in difficult situations, and be compassionate with your neighbor. Let's stay positive. Everything will go and be ready soon.
And just to echo that from Boxing Social's point of view, we do advise everybody to follow correct protocol, wash your hands, stay inside if you've been advised to do so, and stay together, and we will get through this together. Mauricio, always a pleasure catching up with you, albeit under slightly strange circumstances with the current situation regarding the coronavirus, but I'm sure we will be speaking to each other very, very soon. We do have an announcement on that, but we won't talk about that just at the minute. Always a pleasure, Mauricio. Thank you very much for speaking to Boxing Social, and I look forward to catching up with you soon, my friend.
All the best, Rob, and I challenge you to send me a video of exercising at home, the WBC workout. We're doing this on social media, so everybody can do some exercise, and it's fun. Champions are sending their videos, and I look forward for your video, Rob.